work?
So I'll tell you the quantitative part, and Secretary EA can expand on the sectors. There is the 1 lakh crore is a provision over a period of time as the need emerges. This will be provided as a 50-year interest-free loan to a financial institution which will be identified, which will be within the government ambit of financial institutions, who will then finance or refinance projects at long tenors and at concessional rates of interest. Money has been provided in this budget in the Department of Economic Affairs for multiple purposes, including this one. So there is a provision for this in the Department of Economic Affairs, which covers many other things also. As regards the sectors, I'll leave Secretary.
See, as announced in the budget speech, these are the sunrise sectors. And what is the economic logic behind it? These are the innovations and research. Investments are needed today, and the private sector, the returns will come couple of years down the road. And those couple of years can be 4 years, 5 years, 10 years. For some investments, it can be even longer. So it will not be commercially viable for private sector to invest if it were to be a commercial money for them. So this is what the fund will help them. Clear identification of those sunrise sectors will be through a stakeholder process.
Yeah, business line.
Yeah, Namaskar, ma'am. Shishir here. Just two clarity, ma'am. One is about the TCS. Some changes have been made in the TCS on the LRS. So what are those changes? There is not much clarity because explanatory memorandum is not there. And the second part is the housing scheme. Will it be just like an interest subvention scheme, or what will be the contour of that?
So you are aware that, sometime I think last year, maybe in June or July, there was a press release in which the TCS rates were later on changed from what were announced in the budget of 23-24. So basically it is just to align those TCS rates with what was announced in the press release. There is no further change from what was announced in the press release.
Your question on housing was?
What will be the contours?
It's still being worked out.
Interest subvention will there?
It could be one of the features of the scheme, but nothing has been finalized yet. It's under discussion between Department of Financial Services, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Multiple options are being considered on how to achieve the purpose that has been set out.
Hello, ma'am. Ruchika Chitravanshi from Business Standard. One question was regarding the relating to the announcement you made about the withdrawal of demand for outstanding tax. What will be the cost to Exchequer for the tax that will be foregone? And second, a small clarification: the 75,000 crore 50-year loan that is linked to the milestone reforms. Yeah, is that in addition to the 1.3, or is it part of it?
So all of you would be aware, that there are a large number of small demands that are pending with respect to income tax, wealth tax, gift tax. They number in all about 2.68 crore such demands. The total amount, of course, is very high, which is 35 lakh crore of outstanding demand. A lot of it is in litigation. But many of these demands, about 2.1 crore, in fact, 2.1 crore out of 2.68 lakh demands are valued less than 25,000 rupees. Now, many of these demands are very, very old, dating from 1962, when Income Tax Act was was enacted, and right now till very recently till today. So this has been causing a lot of hindrance, especially for the taxpayers, because these demands are very old. Many of them are unreconciled because of systemic issues. We shifted, our CPC, all the tax records, centralized them in 2010-11 year. And so that's why a cutoff has been taken at 10-11, because previously the demands were decentralized. And so we are unable to, verify many of them, causing disruption and hindrance in payment of refunds. So out of this 2.1 crore demands, which are less than 25,000 rupees, about 58 lakh demand entries for the period pertaining to financial year 9-10. And then from 10-11, these are less than 25,000, as already announced by the Honorable Finance Minister, and another 53 lakh entries pertaining to the remaining 5 years from 10-11 to 14-15. So 1.1 crore small demands, 25,000 and 10,000 for the 5 years. These are being remitted. The total amount is less than 3,500 crore rupees.
The 75,000 crores is part of the 1,30,000 crores.
Yeah, go ahead, please. Yes, go ahead.
Hi ma'am, this is Pushpita from the core. You mentioned about that nearly 40,000 rail bogies will be converted to Vande Bharat standard. But if we look at the price of Vande Bharat is comparatively higher than the other ticket prices. So considering the affordability of the passengers, what will be the pricing and how will it be decided? If you could.
It's up to the railways, but Vande Bharat trains are one thing. The bogies 40,000 being upgraded to the Vande Bharat standard is another thing altogether. Those bogies probably cannot even take the speed with which we want to improve the high density areas with better speedy transportation for the common man. Equally, the inside bogie experience is also not up to the mark because they've been so for a very long time, and as time passed by, their quality has also come down a bit. So we are talking about the bogie quality matching with the Vande Bharat standards. As to which of those lines of traffic that they will get connected to, and as a result what will be the rationalization of the ticket price is not something that we can talk about. That's something which the railways will work out gradually. But progressively, that point proves that through the 40,000 bogies that we're talking about, the quality of the Indian rail bogies, which are so important for safe travel and also ease of living travel and comfort, will need upgradation. And this is what we're aiming.
Yeah. Please speak into the microphone.
Yeah, good evening, Minister. Minister, you had announced an aggressive plan for privatization of 2 government banks a couple of years back. So is that proposal still on table? And my second question is your thoughts on the shrinking successively, every successive years we've been seeing the divestment receipts shrinking. So your thoughts on that?
I thought Tuhin had explained the second part of your question, but never mind, I'll ask him to again probably explain it.
The disinvestment receipts, as you say, is that, is basically you part with your wealth, which is the shares or a property, and convert it in and monetize it. Now there is a wealth effect also there, and we have partners which are the listed companies, the minority shareholders. Our point is that we are also, taking care of GDP, as FMM mentioned, in respect of CPSCs. If you look at the CPSC's performance, whether it comes to capex of 3.2 lakh crore, whether it is their growth, whether their investment in green energy, whether their performance in return on capital employed, whether you look at return on equity, on all fronts, we are seeing that they are big market players, they continue to improve, and therefore they continue to reward shareholders, including the government. Government is a majority shareholder, but a large part of our shareholders are minority shareholders. So therefore, any strategy, calibrated disinvestment strategy, which will actually do the sum over a period of time is much more than that. And besides, the shares also give you dividend, and we have a consistent dividend policy too. And money is fungible. So we have to have a new paradigm in terms of thinking about, and not to just keep on parting with our wealth at one stroke. We can always do it in a gradual, calibrated way.
We'll take a question from the right side, ma'am. Please go ahead. Yeah. Yeah.
Ma'am, I have a question on this committee on demographic change challenges. Ma'am, what would be the mandate? What are the areas it would look at? Will it be urbanization? Will it also include issues around, this whole issue about constituencies, political constituencies, given that the northern states have grown faster? Also, two clarifications. One is on the 70,000 crore with DEA for new schemes. What kind of schemes apart from solar rooftop are budgeted for? And two, on this issue of tax, these small disputes, does the 25,000 include only the principal amount, or is it in the, for that?
And the demand was actually assessed and entered. So it refers, so it includes the interest till that period, that point of time.